Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So today I'm going to be doing a Gothic Literature edition of Whodunit. This is also a hashtag Cluedo. So hashtag Cluedo and hashtag whodunit. Now, I was tagged by the beautiful Toni over at Antoinette Tarot and Jewelry channel, and I loved hers. Hers was so good. I'm telling you, she's got the perfect voice for like reading that kind of stuff, right? So I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm going to put a link down below. Please go and check it out. Now, this was originally started by, I believe her name is Tracy, over at the channel Becoming Temperance. Now, I'm not sure. I haven't been over there in a long time. I don't think that she currently, I don't think she's done her channel in quite a long time or, uploaded new videos. But it originally came from, I believe, her name is Tracy at Becoming Temperance. So, essentially, we separate the deck in order to do whodunit. And I did do this a couple of years ago or a few years ago. I can't remember. But, so we have separated the major arcana from the minor arcana. We've got all of our aces here. And we have separated all of the court cards. So the reason that we do this, the aces are going to tell us what kind of weapon was used in order to kill the person. It's like a murder mystery, right? And please keep in mind, this is for entertainment purposes only. This is just a fun game to play with tarot, okay? With a tarot deck. Our major arcana, we're taking the death card out, and in this case, it's the Phantom of the Opera. And then I'm going to also talk about the person, because the literature, the Gothic Literature Tarot, each of the major arcana is a literary figure. So we're going to see who is actually killed, what literary character is actually murdered, right? The different ways that they get murdered. The torches or wands would be a revolver. The chalices or cups would be poison. The ravens or swords would be daggers, knives, what have you. And skulls, pentacles, would be a blunt object, okay? So we are going to shuffle these first to see which of the suits that we're dealing with. So we have the page through king of each one of the suits, depending on which way which way that they are killed or murdered is going to dictate which court we're looking at as the suspects, okay? So, oh, wait a minute. First, before I do that, I'm supposed to draw who was actually murdered. So, who was actually murdered? Well, I don't want to do that. I didn't even get to shuffle it yet. I can not hardly shuffle with 21 cards. Okay. Show us for this murder mystery game, tarot game, who was murdered, please. All right, that's who. Heathcliff. So let's read just slightly about Heathcliff really quick. So this is the moon. The moon card is represented by Heathcliff in Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights, symbolizing his enigmatic and complex nature. His actions and motivations are often unclear, and he operates on the fringes of societal norms. Moreover, his connection to the natural landscape, particularly the moors surrounding Wuthering Heights reflects the moon's association with the wilderness and the untamed aspects of human nature. Heathcliff's journey throughout the novel is marked by darkness, unpredictability, and a deep sense of longing, mirroring the themes of uncertainty and introspection found in the moon card. Okay, so we've got Heathcliff was murdered. Now let's find out how he was murdered. Okay. How was Heathcliff murdered? How was Heathcliff murdered? Okay. Ooh. By daggers. Oh, he was taken. That's a rough way to go. So we are going to be dealing with the ravens. So these just get put aside. Oh. I wonder who all these characters are too. Let me see just really quick. Let me pause this. Okay, so I wanted to look really quick and see whether or not it actually said who the characters were, but it doesn't. So here's our page, just so you can get it up close. I'm pretty sure that's the Headless Horseman from Sleepy Hollow, right? Knight of Ravens. Here's our Queen of Ravens. And our King of Ravens. So cool. So, we are going to use the minor arcana, as in we're questioning each one of these individuals to see what their motives might have been for murdering Heathcliff with a dagger, right? All right. Let me get this out of the way. Let's see if we can shuffle this once. Good. All right. All right. So what was a motive from the paper? Oh. Looks like he might have planned that. Interesting. Looking dodgy already. All right. What about the Headless Horseman? What motive did the Headless Horseman have to possibly kill Heathcliff? Oh. Okay. So perhaps, and that is Pentacles. So maybe, and look at the skulls here. Obviously it's the skulls, but this is the Pentacles. So maybe it was just part of his drive. He had to. Maybe because of the same bloodline, family line, right? Because wasn't he wasn't the Sleepy Hollow going towards like the original families? So maybe because of bloodline. Queen of, her motive was 6 of Pentacles. Interesting. So maybe she had given something up to Heathcliff, if you know what I mean, okay? Gave a little bit of charity, something or other, and maybe he did not treat her well afterwards. Oops. So for the king, 5 of Chalices. Okay, an hour later, I got a phone call. So the king of, let me see if I can get back on track. The King of Swords, his like motive for doing it would be Five of Chalices. So maybe feeling a loss because Heathcliff hooked up with his wife. That's what I'm wondering what this is about. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do another round of motives. So for the page, one more motive for the page, please. What was a motive for the page killing Heathcliff? Oh, Five of Pentacles. Okay, so maybe it had something to do with money and a loss of money. Maybe she invested, or he, maybe he invested in something that that Heathcliff had told him to, and he lost a bunch of money. Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Now, what about the Knight? We had the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, here we go. Interesting. So his motive could have been, because first we had the Nine of Skulls, Nine of Pentacles. So maybe he was jealous because he's seen Heathcliff as having, more and living life like he was happy, and he was really jealous, and he's lost his head already, right? So I had said bloodline. It could have been bloodline thing, but Four of Wands. Still, and there's celebration energy going on here, right? Nine of Pentacles and Four of Swords. It does feel like maybe a jealousy of some sort or something. Seeing him doing well, and maybe he felt like that should have been his life. So that could have been his motive. Let's see about the Queen. Going back to the Queen, I think that she hooked up with Heathcliff. She gave of herself willingly, maybe because she thought he was down. That was her charitable act, right? And then he kind of jilted her or made her feel bad or ignored her afterwards. Oh. So the Two of Skulls. This is Two of Pentacles. So maybe it caused problems in the marriage because the hubby found out. So that balance was no longer there, right? Like the death of something almost, because he's holding two skulls. All right, let's see. What about the King? We'll do the top one. Four of Swords. Yes. See? Because he was too much feeling like he had lost, because I think he found out about their little tryst, right? Now he's just been too much in his head, and he needed a way to escape. So maybe he killed Heathcliff because the jealousy or the betrayal that he felt from his wife. Maybe he's planning on killing his wife too. Let's see. We're going to do one last round. One last round of whodunit. So we are questioning each of these suspects. Okay. Wow, another five. Five of Torches. So Five of Wands. So some sort of This one I thought had to do with money. He lost out. Heathcliff had told him to invest in something and it went wrong, so he had a loss of funds, and perhaps he found out that Heathcliff had did a double dealing, and he was in competition with somebody else in order. Okay, hopefully he's done. No, he's got to get the last word. So, yeah, I'm thinking like a double dealing. So he felt like he was in competition with another party that he didn't even know about, and he had a loss of income, or like Heathcliff was doing some dirty deeds behind the scenes kind of thing, you know. Heathcliff is definitely a shady character, just saying. All right, let's find out about the knight. So maybe each one of these had really good motive to take him out. All right. Oh. Okay. Aren't these beautiful? So, what was the first one again? Oh, yes. So I had said, I think that he was jealous, and that maybe there had been a fight between Heathcliff and our knight, because we've got the Seven of Wands. So perhaps he got hurt while he was just trying to defend himself. Maybe. Because like I said, Heathcliff was a questionable character. Okay, I think he was up to no good, and he was messing with this family. Because it seems like every one of them had really good motives to take his ass out. All right, so let's see. What about the Queen? Oh. Seven of Cups. She felt like she had too many choices. She didn't know what to do because after she made that fatal mistake with Heathcliff in their little tryst, and her husband found out, she just felt really confused. I think to a point of a mental breakdown, emotional breakdown. She could see too many scenarios in her head. So maybe the only way to silence everything that was happening in her head was to take him out. Maybe that's the only way she knew was to get rid of him. So we'll see. We'll see the last thing that the king. Okay, here we go. Ten of Swords. Yes, he felt a major betrayal because I think he was his friend. Heathcliff and the king and queen were both his friend, Heathcliff's friend. And he felt a major betrayal by both his wife and Heathcliff. My goodness. So, what do you guys think? Who do you think did it? Let's see. Oops. So now, we're going to shuffle these. Oops. And wherever the death shows up under whoever's pile, they were the killer. So who do you think it is, guys? Who had the worst motive, or had the best motive for taking him out? All right. Let me do one shuffle, and then we're going to start going through them. All right. Let's see what's up. Let's do this. This is such a fun tarot game. Perfect for this time of year, isn't it? All right. So it wasn't... Oops. Another one. Do you see how much good stuff was on this one? Is the suspense eating you up? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Are we going to get through this entire thing? All right. I don't know. They all had good motive, but I'm going to say the Queen. No. Oh my gosh. It's going to go. Oh my gosh. It was the Page. Wow. So the Page did it. Because Heathcliff was no good. And the very last one was Catherine and Heathcliff, the lovers. How interesting is that? That was the last one in the pile. So did you pick the correct one? So the Page of Swords, Page of Ravens, took out Heathcliff via a stabbing. Yep. Thank you for spending this time with me. This was a super fun. Who am I going to tag? I'm going to tag you. If you're watching this and you want to do it, grab one of your really cool, fun decks. Another thing to maybe try this out with is one of those like outlaw decks or uncovering crime decks. See how that can be thrown into the mix. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I am sending you love always.